Hello, welcome to Two River Theater. My name is Ruben Santiago-Hudson. I am the director and writer of Your Blues Ain't Sweet Like Mine. Welcome. I started writing this play, Your Blues Ain't Sweet Like Mine, right after Lackawanna Blues. I wanted to make sure that I had a body of work. So I said, what would be my next play? And Lackawanna Blues made everybody feel so good in the time that they really needed it because of all the things that were going on in the country, 9/11 and that kind of terrorist attack that had everybody up in arms. So I needed to write a play that might not have made everybody comfortable after we had settled. So I started writing this, what I call truth play, a play that if we dealt with the issues that have caused this animosity between races and division between religions and division between sexual orientations, and why are we so adamant about not being together but being separate, and so I wrote a play that let's get it out there and say it, and people are like, oh, that's how you felt. I didn't know that, but let me tell you how I felt, and then just face it head on. But I said the contradiction, the dichotomy of it would be, what if it was based out of love? And so that to me was interesting. So I wrote Your Blues Ain't Sweet Like Mine. I started writing it, and that was, so we talking now 14 years ago, maybe almost 15 years ago, but not continuously. I wrote it, put it away, wrote it, put it away, go to a writer's workshop, go away, go to a writer's retreat, go, put it away. And John Diaz called me one day and said, where is that play? I said, which one? He said, the one with the people talking is just amazingly powerful and truthful. I said, oh, it's in my computer. I figured I'd die and somebody would say, this is interesting, and pull it out, and wow, I didn't know he had this, one of his unfinished. But John didn't allow that. He said, let me read it again. And he read it, and it was a few hours later that evening that he said, we must do this. And so here I am here at Two River. Writers write what we know. And I'm a very honest writer. I don't go in a room and wipe my face and come up with something witty, though there are very witty things hopefully in the play. But I write my life. And so everybody is me, including Judith, who's a white woman on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, and Mr. Zebedee, who's a 80-year-old World War II veteran, and Zeke, who is more clearly me, who's late 30s African-American man, who's very outspoken but full of charm and hubris and love and pathos and his sexuality and male bravado, but he's built out of love. So I try to give each of those characters as much humanity as possible. Well, this play, Your Blues Ain't Sweet Like Mine, is a play that's fully intact with history and the curiosity of discovering who other people are and who we are. James Baldwin said that people are trapped in history and history is trapped in them. And I like the premise of that quote. And so throughout this play, we talk a lot about history, because history was written by a group of people that don't look like me, the history that was taught to me. So I was excluded. I was a footnote in that history. So I did not know the value of my culture, the value of my legacy, the value of my ancestors in this country. All I knew was we picked cotton. I didn't know that we invented the gas mask, the shoe patent machine, the stoplight, and on, performed the first open heart surgery. I didn't know that those were African-American people. Artificial estrogen, cortisone, African-American people. And so I said, wow, I'm important. I didn't just pick cotton. I didn't just build all the banks in Ivy League universities here on the backs of my great-great-great-grandfather. No, we contributed in an intellectual, in a political, in a very human way. And so I wanted to make sure that this play was chock full of that. And I am a product of a very poor upbringing, but a very rich upbringing in people providing the impetus for me to want to go further than anybody they had ever imagined. They pushed me. So the lessons that they made me find out and learn, I put in this play. And I said that they're valuable, and I think every African-American child, every white child, every Latino child, every Asian child should know about the other cultures so we can respect that culture, respect that human being, and then you have tremendous worth. As we all know, I am the director and writer of this play. Almost reluctantly the director. I wasn't reluctantly the writer. That was my goal, to write it. But John, the artistic director, John Diaz, and I decided that If we couldn't get the director that we thought would be the most appropriate for this play, that possibly I would take the mantle of director, and I'm thrust into the position of director. It's very difficult because as a writer, the actors inform me every day of things that work and don't work, or things that can work better through their courage. I have a very courageous cast who take all my challenges and go beyond even my own possibilities in my writing. They expand my writing to greater plateaus. So the director has to have enough, be malleable enough to allow that, and also to include that, and be able to have a relationship with the writer to say, I think this is important, it should happen. Fortunately, I mean, the writer and director is in the same room every night, so they can work it out. So I work that out. You know, sometimes I debate with one or the other, and I don't mean literally out loud, but I would say, is this the best thing for your play? To myself in my mind. And then the writer has to honestly answer, what do we think is the best thing? But none of it is really possible without the incredible dramaturgy and leadership of John. John, part of the requirement for me to come here, that I required him to be with me day to day. And he has gotten on my nerves with his brilliance and his intellect and his insight and his structure and the things that he knows about theater are unparalleled. And I've worked 40 years in American theater. But John, in that realm of dramaturgy and telling you what makes a play work, there's nobody else like him. And so he does not, unfortunately, have the opportunity to do that a lot here at Two River because of his leadership capacity. But for me, because I'm a demanding little fellow sometimes and needy, he agreed to do that for me, and he helped me carve the play out that we're going to see this evening. You know, I have what I call some of my horses. You know, I like to feel that my actors are in my stable. So sometimes I say they're my horses, but I say it out of total love because I'm a horse too. I'm Sagittarius. But I have Charles Weldon, who the leader of the Negro Ensemble Company in New York City, has taken off from his duties in leadership capacity to engage in this play with me. I have Rosalind Ruff, who's, I think I've directed Rosalind more than any other actor. She's just a person that trained at Harvard and ART, and just takes the role to task. She challenges the character, and the character challenges her, and I love that. So I have Rosalind, obviously Brandon Durden, an incredible actress who was brought to my attention by our wonderful, wonderful casting director, Heidi Griffiths. This actress named, who you will see this evening, Merritt Jansen, who has spent the majority of her career in the regional theaters, honing her craft. And the craft is so sharp and tight right now. And it was hard to find somebody to match Brandon because he is so extraordinary as an actor, but I found his match. And so I was really, but Heidi, you know, brought me Merritt. So I have Merritt, Rosalind, I have this really, really exciting actor for Two River, Andrew Hobbleson. And Andrew is probably one of the most courageous actors I've ever met, because he'll try anything and everything. He is not afraid to make a fool of himself in the most fun, profound way. And he is not afraid to continually challenge his character for truth. Well, this play, Your Blues Ain't Sweet Like Mine, was an absolutely necessary play for me to write, and especially in light of what is going on in our country today, the great divide, the huge uproar of racism and belligerence toward our president, toward our country. I wanted to know that there could be conflict, and there could be differences, and there could be battles, and there could be conversation, but it must all be based and stemmed on the solution that we have been given to us from our Creator, and it's love. Every baby is born with love and looking for love. And so in all the pathos of this play, the bottom line is, if we look for love as part of the solution, as the foundation of the solution, everything else is capable to happen. But so you can say what you want to say to me, but know that you better be saying it to make me a better person and to make me see the humanity that you have and the love that you have for me. And if we can meet somewhere with that love, then we begin to heal. But if we start and we finish in the middle of it is hate and division, you know, the country is going to go right down in a hole, and I don't know where we're going to come up. But there's hope. My little daughter called me yesterday from Northwestern with tears in her eyes about some of the things she had seen in the paper. And I said to her, Lily, it's okay, because people like you, young folks like you, are going to make a big difference. The message that you should take away from Your Blues Ain't Sweet Like Mine is love is the cure-all. So go in the theater, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Thank you.